Well, hello there. This is round two, back down in my library. Since I've been doing book hauls throughout the year, I always follow it up with next month's TBR. So this is going to be my August TBR slash possibilities. And good golly, I have quite a few options here. So I read from three mediums: physical, Audible, and Kindle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what books I want to possibly read, and one I do want to finish if I don't have time to finish it by Wednesday. So let's start off with my physical reads. And these are going to be repeats because I've been focusing on one book, and that is Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. Yes, I finally have been reading this giant mess of a book this month. It got me to page 400. I'm only in the second novella, man. But these are 5 novellas interlinked with Vietnam, and I finished the first story a few nights ago. I thought it was okay, but this book really isn't for me. It's a perspective of like 1960s America with the Vietnam backdrop. So the title story is basically college students playing a card game. Yeah, because that makes sense. But they just call it Hearts in Atlantis, and I guess it's some kind of poker game, I guess. I'm on part 19. And Hearts in Atlantis, the story ends on 525. I still have 3 more novellas in this collection. Can I read it by Wednesday? We'll see. But that's why I put it on this month's TBR and August's TBR as well. So that is Hearts in Atlantis. Y'all are probably going to be happy when I don't show you that anymore. But moving on. And these 3 books I picked up for this month. Obviously, I've been preoccupied with that monstrosity. But show them off anyway, because I am that repetitive. So, oh God. First one, which might actually be my next read after Hearts in Atlantis, is Autumn Crow High #1, Fresh Hell by Cameron Chaney. And I've told you the synopsis of this a couple times, but this is about a girl who starts high school, and she's seeing this boy, but this boy might not be who she thinks he is. Could he be a ghost or a zombie? So I've definitely been one to try Cameron Chaney and his work. He knows all about retro horror and especially 90s horror. This is just his spin on it. But that is Fresh Hell by Cameron Chaney. And that cover is awesome as well. So there's that. That next book I definitely do want to read after Fresh Hell is Brother by Anya Alborn. I've been wanting to read this for quite some time. This is about a family of cannibals and they hunt down women, but one of the members, his name is Michael, I believe, he wants to get out of that lifestyle and better himself. So this one sounds really good, and it's definitely in the vein of Wrong Turn and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Brother by Anya Alborn. And Devil House by John Darnielle. If everything goes smooth. But this is taking place during the satanic panic of the 80s and 90s. And this is just about like a crime fiction writer who moves into this house and things go awry. So this definitely reminds me of Sinister in a way. So that is Devil House by John Darnielle. And give me 1 minute. I might add one more physical book if I have time to get to it. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so this next book I want to show off, it's a possibility, but The Crow Special Edition by James O'Barr. And the remake is coming out in August, finally. And I thought I'd probably look into like the graphic novel. So this is about a rock star who recently saw the murder of his fiance, and he is resurrected by a crow. Well, the gangsters also kill him, so he's resurrected by a crow. So he exacts revenge on the gangsters who killed him and her. This is supposed to be a very bleak graphic novel with extremely graphic violence, and it's supposed to be extremely sad as well. I have been dying to read this. So this was, I believe, released in 1981 was when they started it. But he got 89, 92, 93, 94, 95, 2011, and 2017. Which this is that special edition. But of course this follows the movie as well, so I definitely want to read this, and it's all in like black and white. Don't know how that's gonna end up for me, but I'll try it. That is The Crow by James O'Barr. And it's like blank. God, I'm like messing this thing up, am I? Okay, technical difficulties over. Okay, moving on. these are going to be some audiobooks that I want to read in August. And spoiler alert, the rest of these books that I picked out are going to be part of the Books of Horror Indie Brawl. And if everything goes smoothly, I'll be up to 15 out of 32. But anyway, let's talk about it. The first one I definitely do want to listen to on Audible is The Odds by Jeff Strand. This is basically about a game of luck that goes horribly wrong for people in a nutshell. So that's been on my TBR for quite some time. It's time to knock it out. Next, Cadaverous by Jay Bauer. And I briefly read the synopsis on this. This is about a guitarist who puts on a deadly concert during an eclipse, and ancient evil comes out of this concert. So this one definitely sounds pretty good too. Next one, Slash Tag by John Cone. And this is about a horror reality show. So this is definitely going to be right up my alley. And I think it takes place mostly in a hotel. So those are the 3 books of horror indie brawl books that I do want to get through in August. I just had to add a nonfiction on here. I decided to go with Getting Out of Saigon. How a 27-year-old American saved hundreds of Vietnamese children or civilians, by Ralph White. So this is his story. That's it for Audible and Kindle. I have 3 more Brawl books to talk about. That first one is In the Tall Trees by Angel Van Atta. And I did not get to this month. I actually did very good with my reading this month on the books that I picked out. Pretty much read all but one. Well, 1.5. But this is basically about a girl who's been abused by her mother, and she's just on the run. So I heard that this is supposed to be very sad and pretty poignant as well. Next is Soul Searchers by Justin Boot. And this is about like a new couple who move into like their new house, and there was a murder that happened there years ago. So the ghost of the victim reaches out to this couple to try to get them to have her cross over. But they call the help of the Soul Searchers, which has something to do with like paranormal activity. So this one sounded pretty good too. And that final book is Tent Revival by Edmund Stone. This is about a mysterious tent showing up in Kentucky, and it's about like a mad preacher that envelops terror within Kentucky. This thing reminded me of Revival by Stephen King, but I don't know how wacky this book is going to be, but this one did sound good as well. So those are the books that I want to read for August, plus a graphic novel. So that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next video, which will be my Deadpool and Logan thoughts. Okay, I'll see you soon. Adios. Peace.